tickety tock, down the clock, a tick tick tock. So apparently, corporate media is saying to the whole wide world that, and of course, our friends at corporate media too, asking if TikTok is brainwashing Americans. So we're all being brainwashed here. We're all being hit hard, but I need everyone to understand that Case Study QB, you're made out of stronger stuff than me, my friend. So here you go.
Is TikTok brainwashing you? A new study that is reportedly about to be published or is about to be published in a peer-reviewed social psychology journal says yes, it is. The national security threat Congress was so worried about is in fact real. Citing evidence, the app shows users a distinct amount of Chinese propaganda while suppressing critical content on keyword searches like Uyghur, Tibet, or Tiananmen. The result, a new generation of Americans with decidedly warm reviews of our competitor, some might even argue strategic enemy to the east. Joining us now, lead intelligence analyst at...
So...
Oh, God.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So TikTok's the only search engine out there to learn about the Uyghurs or Tiananmen Square? Okay, first of all, maybe I'm just a dreamer, but there's a thing called YouTube. There is X, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, but hold on. There's Google, there's Yahoo, Internet Explorer, and yes, even the Coca-Cola classic Ask Jeeves, where you can look these things up and not just rely on TikTok. Like, my God, corporate media, I know you think the American people are stupid. And yes, there's a lot of dumb things that you see on TikTok or any of these other social media platforms. But my God, people are able to look up information on other platforms. Or, hey, why not go visit your local public library? Andy, take it away.
Is TikTok propaganda? Because MSNBC certainly isn't by all stretch of the imagination. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I love this. I love this in so many ways. And then who are they going to bring on as an expert? An intelligence analyst. Wait, so you bring on a spy to talk about China and fearmonger over what they're learning and how they're propagandizing on a network that is propagandizing and Russiagated and talked about how Joe Biden was completely mentally just fine right until he wasn't. And that Kamala Harris got this, and she was winning the entire time, and Donald Trump was going to go to jail.
So,
but China's doing propaganda in TikTok, everyone.
Now, real quick here, because there's somebody who I saw. Let's see. First of all, when it comes down to corporate media, all right, and even what we see on social media too, have people forgotten that our local internet things, our platforms, these outlets have also suppressed information? Like, I remember when you couldn't post anything on X, formerly known as Twitter, or Facebook about the Hunter Biden laptop story. I mean, for Christ's sakes, even the Zuckerberg on Rogan's podcast was like, oh yeah, the FBI was telling us what to post up there. Like, it's a pot calling the kettle black. Like, I get it. I understand it. But the reason why TikTok is being censored and suppressed is because TikTok was also where a lot of videos of the crisis in Gaza was taking place. And also people sharing stories about Medicare for all, doing all this short video content. And no matter what happens, I mean, there's talk about TikTok being bought by Elon Musk or somebody else. But okay, you talk about buying these platforms, but what happens to the people's speech? What happens to people who have also built a livelihood on TikTok? And to be clear here, when you get involved in social media, don't expect, a bed of roses and sunshine and rainbows, because it is a grueling task, especially when you have the jackboot of censorship gut check you not once, not twice, but 4 times in a row, 9 times in a row, 20 times in a row. And, that now the people's livelihoods are going to be, irrevocably shaken. This is just as an example of how the establishment tries to control things now. And this is why I'm a little bit afraid of a future uncertain. But let's go ahead and pull up this video here again.
At the network contagion
pause
research
for 1 second.
Go ahead.
Torwin brought something up very important in the chat, and that the servers are not housed in China. that State Department and CIA officials have infiltrated ByteDance's management and leadership, that they are using servers that were housed in California on Oracle, and that this was all done because of BDS Israel, the amount of the 10x amount of hashtag that were being put up for free Palestine versus Israel Chai. This bothered Israel, and they decided that TikTok was an anti-Semitic app and must be shut down. And then they used all of these other excuses to mask for the real reason why they're doing this, which is because they can't control the Israel narrative on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. I agree, man. And so let's continue on with this. Let's play it for a little bit longer.
Dude, and co-author of that new study, Alex Goldenberg. Can you explain to me, Alex, why that video we showed up top, it just looks like a tourism video, shows Tiananmen, shows Chairman Mao, the birds, the nice music. Why anybody should be skeptical of that?
Well, they should be skeptical of it because if you are a TikTok user, let's say you're Gen Z and you're interested to learn what happened in 1989 in Tiananmen Square, and you search TikTok, it would be pretty difficult to find factual information about, why there's controversy around Tiananmen Square.
Wait, pause.
So yeah,
because he's going to lie about Tankman. I guarantee you he will lie about Tankman, where they cut off the video on Tankman, where they claim that the tank runs him over, right? Isn't that what everyone, except that that's not what happens, and they don't really show the end of that video, and wow. Okay, yes, you don't want to look up what happened in Tiananmen Square. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So hold on, let's hear a little bit more about this, because folks, you're gonna probably pull over with rage and maybe scream out into the ether.
We search for not just Tiananmen Square, but if an American teenager that we emulated in our report were to search for Uyghurs, for example, or Xinjiang, they'd have a very tough time coming across any informative information as it relates to a number of topics that are sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party.
There's been pushback to the study. TikTok says it's flawed. The past studies have been flawed. They're trying to get the Supreme Court to intervene to say that ban is in violation of the First Amendment. Explain to parents, to users out there who might really enjoy the entertainment that TikTok provides, why they wouldn't want it being run by the Chinese government.
Well,
it's not.
Tell me why the Chinese government is bad, so we could scare people, so that our viewers can maybe come back to us. This is called fear propaganda, because MSNBC is hemorrhaging viewership, and Comcast wants to let them go, and they're using the standard true tactic of this thing's on social media. Look, let's say hypothetically, okay, that the Chinese government and Xi Jinping are observing all the data from Americans using TikTok. You know what they're going to vastly say? First of all, oh boy, wow, these people don't have health care. Oh my goodness, they're talking about this crisis in Gaza. And then, wow, there's a lot of stupid people in America too. There's good. Yeah, I mean, what are they doing that's different than how Facebook or X or Instagram or anybody else takes your private information? If you're scrolling on social media on your Google page or X or whatever, or Instagram, and you notice a product that you like talking about, let's say it's a drink or a movie you want to see, and you get bombarded with commercials or videos for it. It's because maybe, I don't know, somebody stole your data or sold your data, and in turn is trying to make the algorithm on your phone or computer shaped to your will and make you a good, obedient puppet so that you can buy things in your wagey cagey. I don't know. Am I missing something?
My problem is that they put a CIA agent on. They called him an intelligence analyst for whatever private organization they claim he works for, to go on here and fearmonger for 5 minutes about China having nothing to do with the reason why they're actually banning TikTok. This is complete propaganda. This is complete fear-mongering, and it's a complete lie on top of it, because they say Tiananmen. They don't say what they think happened in Tiananmen. They say Uyghur Muslims, but they don't necessarily say what they think happened to the Uyghur Muslims, because they know that that's a lie and propaganda, but they've been disseminating that out for years. And what's really funny is they've been claiming a genocide in Xinjiang province of the Uyghur Muslims, while funding, arming, and denying the fact that they are funding and arming a genocide currently in Gaza.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, man. So hold on, folks. We're only halfway through. Bear with us. The roller coaster ain't over yet.
I mean, so just to give you a broad overview of our report, we emulated the user journey of the average American searching for topics sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party. And it would be very difficult to find that information. And it seems like, based on evidence that we found in our research, that the CCP, or rather TikTok, has the ability to suppress information.
And not like we don't do the same, but okay.
That they don't want American users to see. And while the focus of the conversation around the TikTok ban or sale in the United States is focused primarily on data privacy, which is an important aspect of this debate, TikTok also has the ability to act as a persuasive technology that can really persuade the masses, our kids, at scale.
How effective
Only we
has
get
it
to
been?
do that.
So it's been quite effective.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
We conducted
Wait.
psychological surveys.
Go ahead, Indy.
Wait, you mean amplifying what kids actually think and want to say to each other is more effective than the brainwashing propaganda bullshit that we push on MSNBC? I can't imagine why that's more effective.
Exactly.
And found that the more time young Americans spend on TikTok, the more they have a positive view of China and their human rights record. And I want to go back, Katie, just 1 second, because I know you raised the point that there was criticisms of that report that were actually cited in front of Senate by the CEO of TikTok, and it was written by the Cato Institute. And what was very interesting is it was the only institution to critique some of our research on TikTok. And what they failed to disclose was that their chairman at the time of writing that critique in Cato Institute is also one of the largest shareholders in ByteDance, which is TikTok's parent company.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because Cato sucks
thank you very
too.
much for joining us. I know it's, we've got a few days left. January 19th is the last day that TikTok is allowed to operate under the current control. They have to sell it by January 19th. The Supreme Court should rule any moment. And I will just tell our viewers quickly, the FBI director, Christopher Wray, said on 60 Minutes this weekend that you should be really concerned about China's, how deep China has gone into our infrastructure. They can get control of our water, our power. Not to
Fear. Everybody be
Fear.
afraid of China.
Yes, it's
China.
China. Everyone be afraid. Everyone calm down.
China could sacrifice one citizen for every American and still have 1.5 billion people left over. They, in the end, they are going to be the dominant world power, like it or not. Fearmonger about them at your peril. Don't do this.
Exactly. So, folks, don't be afraid, but also be afraid because what's happening in TikTok can very well happen on all the other platforms. Oh, wait, it already is happening. I mean, my goodness, I have gotten messages more in this month in January of people saying, hey, I was unsubscribed. Hey, I wasn't notified. Hey, YouTube or any other platform, like, I'm not being notified like when you upload content. It's just like, yeah, I wish I could fix that. Boy, I would love it if all 55,000 beautiful people were made aware when we go live on our channel. I would love it. I would love it.
We can fix it. We can fix it. And I'll tell you how. By signing up for the Hardlens Media Discord. Because Discord gets notified whenever Hardlens goes live.
Exactly. So when we go live, when we upload content, you'll notice on our YouTube channel, all what you got to do is just a few short seconds, watch the video, hit the like button. It boosts up the algorithm, and we do need your help on that. But do that for INN. Do that for all of your favorite independent media content creators because, folks, what's going on with TikTok? It's not the canary in the coal mine. We're surrounded by thousands of dead canaries in the coal mine. The censorship is all too real, and we got to keep our heads on a swivel, especially for 2025, the year of the snake.